shades of mission accomplished here?
Yeah. This isn't a TV. It's just a discussion. This is semantics. Of course, it's a victory lap. He's just there to, anyway, whatever. He's there to tout his policies, and that's the hair they're splitting.
With work to be done is his point, right? Every White House statement on the economy begins with prices are still too high.
Right. So that's the not mission accomplished part. And of course, there is still work to be done, and that was the whole point about why we were debating whether it was going to be 25 or 50. Calls from some Democratic circles to have gone earlier or to have gone higher this week. Senator Warren jumps to mind, calling for 75. But Biden had been on the trail earlier this year promising or predicting, I guess I should say, rate cuts in a way that made it seem like his staff were saying, don't worry, boss, these are coming down the pipe. And, of course, they took a lot longer than maybe they seemed to think. So that's where we're at on this one. And he just, he's in this sort of burnishing stage, I guess you could say, of his presidency right now, and wants to plant a flag that they've sort of tamed this beast.
Well, and that Kamala Harris, as vice president, had a role as well. Part of this is burnishing her credentials, too, as polling is now suggesting, including the latest out from Morning Consult, that she's pulled even with Donald Trump on the issue of the economy, 46 to 46%. And, of course, you have a new piece just come out, a big take on the Bloomberg Terminal and online that looks at Harris and who she is and what she might mean for the economy in Wall Street.
Yeah, I think she's getting a boost from some of Trump's proposals, right? She's hitting him on the tariff proposals, which she's calling a Trump tax. Yep. Of course, that would reflecting costs being passed on to American consumers by these tariffs, which have big money attached to them. She seems to be getting a bit of a boost on that. That's unusual, of course, for a Democrat to close that trust gap on that question on the economy, and it's a positive sign for her. There's been a bunch of positive signs for her lately. Poll today for the New York Times showed her ahead in Pennsylvania, which could be the decisive state. But she's not saying a lot, right? And this is making a strategic choice to when she says stuff, it's as often as not to back away from previous positions like on fracking or Medicare for all or phasing out internal combustion engines by 2040 to sort of keep doors open. And so for this piece that just landed, we dove into some of the history books, if you will. Our colleague Karen Breslau has spoken with Kamala Harris many times, dating back to when she was a DA in San Francisco 20 years ago. And the takeaway is that she's always sort of rejected these, like what she calls false choices. In other words, she's not too burdened by changing her mind on things. One other takeaway is we're headed for a tax fight, looks like, next year in Washington, right? Looks like a divided government scenario unless John Tester pulls out what Democrats would, consider a miracle or at least a, positive outcome for their party in Montana. What are they going to give up in negotiations, and what are they going to dig in on? You look through Kamala Harris's history, one thing that she has always come back to is kids, programming, justice interventions, diversion programs, that kind of thing. So I think when we start to plot out what her presidency would look like in those tax cuts, I think that child tax credit she's banking on is going to be maybe the one thing that she clings to when they have to start giving up some hard choices in those talks.
All right, Bloomberg's Josh Wingrove, co-author of a great piece. You can find it on the Terminal now and online. Now moving to the conflict in the Middle East. Earlier today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken had this to say about the escalation between Israel and Lebanon following this week's pager and walkie-talkie explosions.
There is a real problem that needs to be resolved when it comes to northern Israel and southern Lebanon, and that is the fact that since October 8th, Hezbollah has been firing rockets into Israel. Israel has been firing back. The population in both northern Israel and southern Lebanon has had to flee their homes, and we all want to see them be able to go back to their homes.
Joining us now for more is Bloomberg Government's Courtney Rozen, who covers the White House. Courtney, obviously we heard from Hezbollah today vowing retaliation, saying that they did see these explosions, which Israel has not claimed credit for, as an act of war. How concerned is this administration about an entire new front opening up?
Well, publicly, they are trying to tamp down concern. Yesterday, Admiral John Kirby, who's President Biden's spokesperson on national security, said to reporters that they're working on intense diplomacy to prevent war between Lebanon on that border between Lebanon and Israel. They also keep coming back to this idea of a ceasefire, that would help de-escalate tensions in the whole region. And when I say ceasefire, I mean between Hamas and Israel in the Gaza Strip. That was constantly on repeat today as I was sitting in White House briefings, that we still see a ceasefire as possible, and we see this as a way to de-escalate the situation that we've seen in the last couple of days.
If this does tip off with Hezbollah, and Israel is suggesting that it will as they turn to the north in what they're calling a new phase, what will be America's posture here? We've had a carrier strike group remain in the region as a deterrent. Will we use it?
President Biden is headed next week to the United Nations in New York, the summit with all the different world leaders. He's not at this point scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu from Israel. I would expect him to see him lay out the answer to your question in the coming days, especially out of the Pentagon as well. But he hasn't exactly laid out. The posture publicly is we see this can be de-escalated. We can still reach a ceasefire with Hamas. They're not publicly saying that what Israel's saying, which is diplomacy is not working.
Yeah. Thanks for the insights and great reporting. Bloomberg Government's Courtney Rozen on a very important story as we turn to the markets now with stocks rallying today after yesterday's Fed rate cut. Worth waiting for here. And we're joined now by Bloomberg's Emily Graffeo for a market check. Big day, Emily.
Well, yes, Kailey and Joe, it was a really big day. Not only did we see the S&P 500 hit a record high, but we really saw a broad-based rally within the stock market. The NASDAQ 100 was up 2.6%, and the Russell 2000, those are small cap stocks, up about 2% as well. The reason why I call it broad-based here is you really wouldn't be piling into a small cap stock if you didn't think that the economy was going to be growing in the near future. So really the message here that markets told us was that investors are confident that the Federal Reserve can engineer a soft landing, that inflation is under control, that the 50 basis point rate cut was the right decision. In the bond market, there wasn't as much movement because bond traders had really already been pricing in for 50 basis points. But really the message going forward for the bond market is now those traders still expect 70 basis points more of cutting. And the Fed has said that they only want to do 50. But they've also said that they're data dependent. And we also got economic data today, jobless claims coming in lower than expected, which investors really took as a positive sign as well, that the labor market is strong. The data is encouraging. We know that Powell is really into the data. So all around, both for stocks and bonds, it was a very strong day in the market.